But Your Excellency...
Your Excellency, my name is Chemonge Silas from Kapchorwa Town Council. I remember the other time when you came to Tuban, I was lucky to meet you, Your Excellency. I wanted your help for scholarship, Your Excellency.
Your Excellency,
Okay, what do you are you studying a useful subject?
Your Excellency, I'm a senior six leaver and I'm from a humble family, Your Excellency. So I'm requesting you for a scholarship in...
What subjects do you want to study? What subjects?
Arts.
You joined the army.
Yes, that's the president over there telling a young gentleman to join army in case he actually is thinking of, having arts, if that's all he must actually study. That has been a debate, I think, for the last week, arts versus science and all that, but I do not know. We leave that up to you. But at least in the world of creatives, we very well embrace the arts side, and we are glad that the creative side also gets to be innovative in one way or another. And that's how we start today's episode on the Startup Talk. I'm Sankara Berhanga, a YIT TV that you're watching every Tuesday 5 p.m. You get to know that we are discussing anything to do with startup, anything with to do with creative kind of ways people are trying to impact their communities. That is always what we actually discuss. And today we are actually privileged to host a very fine gentleman. Trust me, you may have to actually keep hooked tonight. We are hosting a gentleman that has tried to build a reputation around organizing successful campaigns in Mbarara, and we're talking about the center district or center, kind of biggest trading center in the Western Uganda region. So that can never go as just something small. We believe we actually can get enough to learn from this gentleman. Let's do this. When we come back, we actually will come our guest tonight.
Hey there. Do you want to learn camera skills? Do you want to learn how you should record your videos? Do you want to learn different camera settings? Do you want to learn how you should set up your place for a good recording? Just join our online media skills here at YIT TV, and we'll be giving you these skills, what you call the 21st century media skills. Check out the numbers you can see right here, and we'll be getting in touch with you.
YIT TV, empowering you.
Yes, thank you very much. Zodi over there telling you to join the media, the online media academy, in case you always wanted to learn something around online media broadcast. The gentleman just told you, and we can't actually repeat every other thing, but in case you just joined us, this is the Startup Talk, and your host, Sankara Berhanga. The gentleman that you will be seeing in a few seconds on your screen is actually popularly known as Miiro. I do not know whether that is some kind of stage name when it comes to the music industry, but at least I know him as Miiro Sulaiman. And yes, you're welcome to the show. You could say hi to the viewers, and we actually roll around.
Yes, welcome viewers and everyone watching from wherever you are. My name is Miiro Sulaiman, and I'm a project development manager with Sven's Project Chains. Also do work with corporate affairs management with Mbarara Corporate Club, and also do work with our Humza Development Group with cycling clubs. Basically, I'm into engaging projects because our slogan is managing projects. Okay. So wherever there are projects, programs, activities, anywhere you find people, we are destined to be there.
Okay. Yeah. Very, very fine, gentlemen. Now the picture you see on your screen right now was actually got from his office where we are coming to you live from. Now on that picture, he actually has this gentleman must be Sudil Lupileira, yes.
Yeah.
Quite not so many people are going to get there, by the way. It only takes a very fine, kind of well-thinking or well-thought of a gentleman that perhaps gets to shake the hands? Could we start it from there? When was that? And maybe that could initiate us into our talk tonight.
So I got to know him in 2012 through social media.
Oh,
And,
just like most of us do.
Yeah, because the way you use social media defines who you meet and who you interact with. So from 2012, and I got to meet him personally in 2013.
Oh.
So that was the time, maybe that photo that you saw is the time I was able to meet him for the first time. But since then we have been together. We share. He's a very great mentor, and he inspires a lot, drives, is result oriented, and he minds about involvement of other people.
He mentions it and you want to think it's so easy to go through that, but trust me, it takes some little bit of organization, some little bit of, you organizing yourself and getting ready for such opportunities. Now, comrade, I will call you Sula. For this show at least. Someone who is watching you.
Miiro will also.
Okay, Miiro. Maybe yes. For someone watching you for the very first time, and would wish to first, have a summary bit of what you kind of do as an individual before we, dive into the focus of the day.
Yeah.
How would you actually go about that?
Yeah. First of all, Miiro Sulaiman is a project manager. I majored in project management, planning and management. From Bishop Stuart University. That is where I got my skills, and from then I've been in 2 projects. So I do project proposals, business plans, monitoring and evaluation reports, research, surveys, events planning, investment planning, and helping businesses and projects formalize by registering and doing things professionally. Because we realize that a lot of our businesses are run informally, and if we run them formally and get into the legal framework, get into the professional framework, it would help them and us to have sustainable growth. Many of our small businesses, of young businesses that get established, don't get to celebrate their first year anniversary.
I think 1 in 5 years.
And this is the reason. The reason why they do so is because they don't follow the right principles. Many of them are started from an excitement point of view or from the copy and paste way, but without a solid message to pass on. Because everything you do is a product or a service and you're willing to sell it. But before you sell it or you introduce it into the market, you need to put the right mechanism. The right mechanism comes from your planning, your packaging, and your positioning. Now you can't do those 3 things, which I finally also add in prioritizing, because even when you have a plan, you must prioritize which one you execute first. Then you have to package what you have planned, what you have prioritized. When you have packaged it, then you take it to the wider market, which is the community. And now your positioning, where are you going to be, who are you going to engage with, all those are things that you have to do. But for you to do that, you need to be running it on a professional scale, on a structure. You need to be formal. You have to be registered. You have to know the trading license to pay. You need to know the skill set that you need. This one will help you to also engage or work with other companies that are already existing. Now they cannot work with you if you're not formal, because they don't want to work with an existing entity. If you're not formal, if you're not registered, or you're not running your organization professionally, you don't exist. So others that are already existing cannot engage with you because they don't actually put identity to you. You are not anywhere. You're just running an utopia that you are called so and so, but you're not physically or legally a running organization. So that is the reason why you come up with good ideas, with good plans, but at the end of the day, you fail to execute them to the right direction because people cannot work with you because they don't know you. They don't know you, and who can work with anyone if they don't know them? So that thing is why we came up and said, for us, we are managing projects.
Okay.
We help you manage. We help you chain your system and operations to the right network. That's why we call ourselves Sven's Project Chains.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So that means if I think of a project, I am going to get you, and you're going to, give me like the master kind of plan of how to implement it successfully.
Yes.
We've met also at the corporate league. You said you have a role there. Perhaps they would also want to hear you echo that. Yes.
Yes. At the corporate league, which is called the Mbarara Corporate Club League, Mbarara Corporate Club organizes the Mbarara Corporate League. The corporate club comes as members or companies and organizations and institutions coming together to form a club. After they have formed that club, they go and participate in activities which we call the league. So that's what we say, Mbarara Corporate Club League. This league has 10 outings every year. They run from February up to December, and at the end of the year, which is December, we always have a gala dinner, an award dinner. Why do we do so? Because these companies and brands have been participating in a league every month. They collect points in different fields of sport, that is indoor games and outdoor. So those points, we record them, and at the end of the season, which is in December, we are able to identify which one was the overall winner, the winner in chess, in indoor games, the winner in volleyball, so we categorize them, and then we have the majority winner. We also award best performers in different disciplines, like good brands, good corporate brands, the ones who did well in marketing and branding the activities at the corporate, the one with the biggest engagement platforms, professional companies, best managers, disciplined managers, smartest teams, organized teams. So we award them to motivate their work. And the reason why you have Mbarara Corporate Club League is to make sure companies capitalize on each other's strength. As an employee or as an employer, when you engage in these activities, you get to know what other people are doing, because you engage with them on a casual basis, on a easier basis, and a fun-filled activity. So that employee interaction, first of all, it reduces stress levels on work. It helps employee appraisal. It helps on improving skills, interpersonal skills, communication skills, engagement skills, mobilization skills. Because as a company, you also have events in-house or outdoor. So when you see how we do it, you also say, okay, I think I can capitalize on these other people. So,
just like they did it.
And also, it is best for every company to make money as well. Because as ATV, you'll come to Mbarara Corporate Club and engage with other companies that may want to carry on documentaries, interviews, marketing, branding, like that.
Well, thank you very much. And in case you just joined, at least you need to be sure that we are live on the Startup Talk. You're watching ATV, but you've actually been with us from the start. Apparently now you know who actually Miiro is, and that is the gentleman that we're interacting with. He just simply kind of owns the corporate world of Mbarara, and we're talking about Mbarara City. It's no longer municipal or something. Yes, so here we are actually safe. It brings us to the campaign that we have actually apparently that is actually running, that I have seen getting to be viral around the city. Save River Breezy.
Yes.
And before we get there, could you have worked on a few previously?
Yes, we, alongside other partners, like I said, as Sven's Project Chains and Miiro, we don't work alone. the power of success comes in teams, from teamwork. Because my skills with other people's skills and competence are able to transform communities. When you work alone, you miss out on the bigger picture. So, as Venice Project Chains, and personally as Miiro, we have been engaged in a couple of projects, especially that engage communities, engage people, 1 to 3 people. So we have, since 2020, we held the Mbarara City Bicycle Tour, which we are also planning to hold again, meant on popularizing or having an opportunity for people to ride around the city and appreciate its beauty.
Yes.
And also for appreciating the need for greener spaces and safer cities. Cycling is one of the green solutions for people to know that I can leave my bike, my motorcycle, my car, my truck at home and ride to work. It's a weekend or any other day, I can ride to work. For people to appreciate that the roads that we have are not only for motorists, they are also for pedestrians and cyclists. So it is one way of promoting a culture of green solutions, smart solutions in the world, and it is also part of the global sustainable development goals. On that also we have engaged in community conservation programs, environmental conservation programs in the city. Last year in 2021, even the whole of 2020 and 2021, we have been engaged as part of initiatives with Abahumza Development Group. We have been engaged in Save River Ruizi campaign, removing water hygiene from the river, removing plastics and all other medical bio-waste that have been dumped in the river, which flow alongside across the river streams, the river stretch, and get collected at a certain point. So we have been removing this as our Humza and Venice Project Chains and Barara Corporate Club getting joint efforts. In 2021 we did the Stop Dumping Plastics in Mbarara City. And we did it with police, UPDF, Coca-Cola, and so many other organizations, Barara Corporate Club, but headed by Abahumza Development Group. Okay? So we have been doing this, and ours is creating an awareness platform for our people to understand that your actions have impact on the community, have impact on your lifestyle, on your health. So as you buy a plastic or you buy anything packaged in that has been packaged with a plastic material, we are telling you, we are reminding you to be conscious of what you're holding, because it has a very long lifestyle, and those, even if it decomposes, the micro elements have a negative impact on your health. So we have been running these campaigns of environmental awareness for our people to know and also appreciate the need to keep our environment safe and clean. Wow. Because in the end, it affects our lives. So the Save River Ruizi campaign now, the 2022, this is Save River Ruizi Marathon, is a grand scale and awareness campaign to ignite the forces of environmental conservation that have been silent in people's minds and hearts and actions. That, hello, we have a challenge, and this challenge is endangering the only water source that we have in Mbarara City. It is my and your responsibility to safeguard this water source, because it is the only one we have. Before it dries out, or it becomes extinct, or the water levels go low and they can never be useful to us, let us save the river and save our lives.
Okay, very important, especially at a time when they are actually planning to earmark Mbarara as a green city, and such initiatives, of course, grow into that reality. Now, as we go for this short break, you need to affirm that the gentleman, whatever he's talking about, actually just lives by, he does just like he says, and not just like anyone else would actually wish. The picture you see on your screen right now is a rollover on within his office, and you could actually see that the furniture there is simply, I think, out of what would someone regard as waste, but also some kind of substitution for what would have been instead plastic kind of furniture, but also immediately getting the waste and doing stuff out of that. We're going to have this short break. When we come back, we get to roll into the topic of the day. We're looking at the art of organizing a successful community campaign.
Hey there. Do you want to learn camera skills? Do you want to learn how you should record your videos? Do you want to learn different camera settings? Do you want to learn how you should set up your place for a good recording? Just join our online media skills here at AIT TV, and we'll be giving you these skills, what you call the 21st century media skills. Check out the numbers you can see right here, and we'll be getting in touch with you.
AIT TV, empowering you.
This is Sankara Byaruhanga from Mbarara, southwestern Uganda, East Africa. I'm from a town called Mbarara Municipality, a town that has its water source only from a river called Rwizi. River Rwizi is drying out because of human activity that is affecting its waters. Few measures that have been put to sensitize the people that live near the river have been only aired through TVs, radio stations, and community gatherings. However, the people have tellingly not paid attention to the messages that authorities play to them. That is why we think that we can record videos with a message that sensitizes people how to conserve river Rwizi, and instead of playing these videos on TVs or radio stations where one has a choice to skip the channels, we instead have these videos played in buses to passengers who are traveling, because while you're seated in that bus, you're seated there for 4 hours between Mbarara and Kampala, so you have no choice but to watch such a message. Alongside entertainment, this content is played on the bus monitors, what you refer to as screens. We hope that this, if done for just 1 year, would have communicated to at least 50,000 people in the region. Thank you very much.
You're watching AIT TV, empowering you.
Thank you very much. I did that video, I think, in 2017. I thought that we could actually record information around conservation and play it in global buses as people are traveling, so that they could, keep echoing, watching, please, plastic sea. That was 2017, a few years ago. How I wish I actually continued to see that idea come to life. But nonetheless, we still have people that are going to follow conservation to the note, and one of those people is actually Miiro Sulaiman, who we are actually hosting tonight. Comrade Miiro, let's roll into now. I understand that given that background, the viewer really should be very comfortable that the information you're about to give us perhaps is out of experience, especially with the picture that is being painted from Mbarara city herself. What is it like? Let's start with community kind of campaigns. How you actually understand it by yourself, how you would actually explain it to someone, and then we actually get into the insights of having it successful.
Yeah. So first of all, community campaigns.
Yes.
The essence or what it takes for you to organize them, you must have a goal, have a purpose tied to that community campaign. Because you don't move out like a headless chicken and you think you're going to organize a campaign. First of all, you need to identify the cause, the message with which you're going to rally community and individuals and groups towards your cause. That is number one. Two, that message, who is it? Because now this is the preliminary section, the initiation and planning of your program. Who are you targeting? Because even if it is a message, it must target a certain group of people, a certain target group. Say it is targeting schools, targeting workers, targeting the whole community. For example, the Save River Rwizi Marathon 2022 is a multi-sectoral campaign because environmental hazards affects everyone, even a child in the womb. So that one, you know that it is general. But if you're going to do another event, for example, about safe motherhood, you know that this is for safe motherhood. It is related to families and women, actually, pregnant women and health workers and all that, because those ones are involved in the chain that ensures there is safe motherhood. But now, in context, let me take you now to the general campaign like Save River Wheezy Marathon. What you need here is, first of all, a message, the target crowd that you're going to engage, the skill set that you need, those are the tools and resources that you need, the partners who should be engaged with you, the immediate stakeholders. For example, on issues of environment, you as an organizer, you must know who are the authorities involved. Those are the direct stakeholders. Who are the authorities? National Water, NEMA, city authority, district authorities, policy planners. Those are the immediate stakeholders that you need to engage. Secondly, you need to look at the distribution method. Who is going to push your message? You're going to look at the media, you're going to look at public organizations that have a crowd or that have a reach into the community. So you look at all those options. And now you also look at the resources that you have available. The resources that you have, how are they going to help you? If they are not enough, who else can join the cause? Because when you plan, because what we call the project or program management triangle comes from time, resources, and scope. Now, these three things bring out the result that you need. Those are the key performance indicators that you need. Now, after you have known that you need who is going to move to push your message, you also put a time frame on it. Because a project is not a project until it has a time frame, it has a schedule, where it is starting, where it is ending. Because that is when you gauge, that's when you value the impact that you have. You measure the impact of your program. So the time frame is very important. Is your campaign going to run for 3 months, for a year, for 2 weeks? That is important. Now, the scope is also very important. Where is it going to? Like the target audience that you need, the geographical framework of your program. Where is it going to reach? Is it a national event? Is it a regional event? Is it a community event? Is it an international event? So you know who you're going to engage and where. Because if you don't identify those ones at an earlier stage, you're going to have an execution lapse. You're going to lag behind on executing and realizing your objective, your goal. So when you have known all that, then you go out and say, I can't work alone, because now you already defined your time, your resources, your scope. So who else can I work with? Because the person that you need to engage might not listen to you, but will listen to another person. So you need that kind of person to reach out to their audience, because every organization, every community has an audience it listens to. We can all speak, but when you speak as Mr. Sankara and from ATV, they are going to easily hear and understand and then rally to the cause. So you need partners if it is a general project like this one. Because you cannot succeed alone in holding any community campaign. You cannot. So you need partners and you need to engage people, because everyone comes with a capability of their own. Okay. So you need to capitalize on people with the right objective. Define the benefits as earlier as possible so that they know what they are entering into and why they are entering into, to avoid challenges, managerial challenges. Like, I was expecting this, I was expecting that. Define your purpose of the campaign as early as possible so that people join you
Already
with
know.
the right mindset.
Okay. Wow, the right mindset over there.
Yeah.
Now, we have seen people interpret some of these campaigns as money-making kind of opportunities.
Yeah.
Let's talk to my individual here who has always, with a lot of puzzle that they want perhaps to organize one. Is it really about money or impact?
Well, money is a catalyst of everything. You cannot avoid money in what you do. Because all this organization, reorganization, planning, it all needs resourcing. And resources come from either monetary or equipment. Now, these events are majorly for creating social impact, are majorly charity-based events, because what you're doing is you're helping to mobilize resources, which is money, and put them into community support programs. So along the way, of course, there will be like entertainment, there will be transport, there will be facilitation for lunch, meals, when you transport for travels and all that. But the greater impact is how the project or program has benefited the community.
Okay.
For example, we always hear this, that you're going to sell t-shirts, you're going to get money. But what people don't realize is you have bought t-shirts or cycling kits, or kits for running or for cycling or for whatever. But you're also going to use this same money that you have collected into a set of activities that you have planned. For example, for the Save River Easy Marathon 2022, after the marathon, now a hive of activities is going to begin, which involves cleaning the river of plastics, of water hygiene, of any other forms of waste. These are activities that you can't do alone as a person. That means you're going to hire the services of other people. For example, you're going to buy jackets, life jackets, because you're going to deal with water. People that are going to enter into that river need to be protected. That is number one. Two, you're going to buy gloves. You're going to bring people that are going to do documentaries, make sure that other messages reach other people. You're going to get other manual labor to plant trees along the river stretch. You're going to have people collect that waste and put it to waste bunkers or disposable points. Those are all resources that you need, and you're not doing them at the same time. That you're going to do a one-off activity and then go. You have a schedule, a work breakdown structure, like this quarter we are going to do A, B, C, D. So when you mobilize those resources, the public should and always be on concern, like from the marathon, what activities have been done. Follow the tangible activities that show a greater impact on the conservation efforts. So here we have a string of activities which include awareness, which include tree planting, removing waste from the river, construction of waste bunkers, construction of drainage system that pour into the river, where you're going to put meshes that control the waste and all that waste and garbage that comes and get dumped in the river. You're going to have gabions constructed along the shores of the river to make sure you control things like silting. You're going to have conservation monitoring campaigns to make sure that people are not mining sand from the river basins that they have been mining from. Because the more times they mine sand, they expose the river basin or the river for silting and soil erosion. You're going to engage communities, community-based meetings for communities that are surrounding the river. You're going to engage those, you're going to hold those meetings to spread awareness on these people. Say, no, you know, you don't need to do this. You don't need to have trees that are not supposed to have along the river. You don't need to cultivate along the river. And somehow, somewhere, you'll find that when people, yes, they are vulnerable, they have planted their cabbage or something, you do not need to destroy it. You may say, okay, take this upkeep, but leave this. So, the string of activities, when you mobilize resources, the public should be more concerned on the after effects, on the after activities that are being done.
So it's more of impact and
impact based,
risk.
because resources are only there to help these activities move, but they are not like income generating activities for anyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
When we put out that we will be having Miiro discussing the art of organizing a successful kind of campaign.
Yeah.
Of course, several comments came around, but the most common one, which I guess anyway is obvious, was how you get to be able to mobilize the resources that we're talking about. Is there kind of a formula that one uses to, mobilize a few of these resources to make sure a campaign was a success?
Yeah, when it comes, like I told you, resources are very critical in all these activities. Now this one takes us back to what I said, partners.
Okay.
After you have packaged your message, the reason why you're doing the event, the activities that you're going to do, the objectives that you intend to achieve, the time it is going to take, the scope where it is going to cover, the team that you have in place. Now you go to partners. Now these partners are supposed to help you execute these activities. So, like you have said, is there a formula? Yes, there is a formula. The formula is you must document the purpose of the activities that you're going to make. And now, to help other people that would join you synchronize or align their purpose as an institution to your purpose.
Okay.
So you must communicate to other people for them to join your cause. If you said we are looking at restoration of the ecosystem of River Ruizi, and this is what we want to do: tree planting, waste management, and all that. So when you go to a company like Pearl Diary, the makers of Latominic, they'll look at their development or agenda, community development agenda and objectives, and they will see that they also have these activities. But because for them they are a private company, sometimes they are more engaged with so many activities. But when you come with a message that resonates with their objective, they'll say, we can partner together. So the formula is document your activities and let people understand what you intend to achieve.
Okay.
So that when you go to interest them, they can easily align your message with their objective, and you move along with them.
Very, very wonderful formula over there.
Yeah.
He re-echoes write and communicate. Re-echoing a quote that actually if you can't write it, you may not do it. And if you can't explain it, actually you don't know it. And he re-echoes that. Now, Miiro, one would wish also to understand what would trigger one to go for a campaign. Are we looking at community kind of challenges, or it could be some kind of social kind of activities? Let's describe a few activities that fall under campaigns. I don't know whether I'm going to bring this out, but for instance, I am bothered by the bad performance of Mbarara City FC. As Sankara, I feel like we need to do something. I feel like maybe I need to go to media and advocate for, can't Mbarara City Authority take over this club? So in that case, I mean, is there like kind of an initiative one would actually think of, and it comes under a campaign kind of mode, or there is a way such activities anywhere are called? I do not know whether you're going to understand me, but I believe you do.
Yeah. For the benefit of our viewers, let me remind everyone that every campaign is made or is arised from a social challenge or problem. We initiate campaigns to solve challenges, prevailing or recurrent challenges. The challenge has been there and no one is offering a solution, but you see it and say, but then I think I can offer a solution here. And for you to offer a solution, you must make sure that this challenge is owned by the community.
Okay.
They should have an attachment to this challenge. It affects them in one way or another. You cannot bring a campaign which is not a challenge, a community challenge. You know, the reason why you have domestic violence campaigns, girl child education campaigns, environmental campaigns, talent development campaigns. Now, the issue, the matter of Mbara City FC can come in talent development campaigns.
Okay.
But when you tie it to only Mbara City FC, it becomes an individual part. But you have to package it as a talent development campaign and show cause and actually document how Mbara City's performance or existence is contributing to community development.
Well understood. I guess we are picking a few lines over there. We utilized this time very, very fruitful. Shout out, so kind of appreciation to entities in Mbarara, specifically Mbarara, that have previously and continuously shown, willingness to support campaigns. You never know, this other guy that is thinking of one other campaign, these are the same guys you could actually reach out, but also to make them really feel appreciated. Could name a few. Thank you.
Events that have been done here in Mbarara are very many.
I'm talking about the entities that have supported you.
Yeah.
Yes.
First of all, I would like to offer a great appreciation to Pearl Diary, the makers of Lato Milik, for coming on board massively with a very huge budget to support the Save River Ruizi Marathon and Save River Ruizi activities for restoration of the ecosystem. Also, would like to appreciate entities that we have worked together with in other projects. Entities like Mbarara Corporate Club, entities like Coca-Cola, entities like Nile Breweries. Because apparently Nile Breweries has sponsored over 2 billion Ugandan shillings to do conservation of River Ruizi from the upper stream. And they are also going to add the downstream. The upper stream is from Rubuhweju, where the River Ruizi originates, up to where the plant is. The downstream is from where the plant is up to where the river flows into Kagera and other rivers and Lake Imburo and continues to Lake Victoria. So Nile Breweries has been the greatest supporter of Save River Ruizi campaign, and we are looking forward to have them on board as well on the Save River Ruizi Marathon and other activities which will now affect the downstream. We are very grateful to Uganda Police, especially the conservation police, because police actually has a conservation department. And also entities like UPDF, they have been very, very committed on issues of environmental conservation. Entities like Environ Plus, under the directorship of the gentleman called Ezekiel Wahateri, also have been very supportive in community Save River Ruizi or conservation activities. entities like Mbarara district, because we have an MOU with Mbarara. Our Homes and Government Group has an MOU with the Mbarara district local government to save River Ruizi. That MOU was even signed even before Mbarara became a city. Entities like Mbarara City Authority, Mbarara City Council also have been very instrumental in giving us guidance and all the technical advisory support that we need to go around these activities.
Okay.
Entities like ProWiz Communication, like Pristine Real Estate, and then entities like Beichini Real Estate, and a real estate company. And we have been very instrumental because they have come on board with us to support. And very other media houses that have been with us. And because this is a multi-sectoral challenge, everyone is always concerned.
Yes.
So we may not like mention everyone by name, but majorly we appreciate the community, the perception, the perspective of the Mbarara community and its people in welcoming this. One that they also recognize that there is a challenge with the River Ruizi.
Okay. And
they have always been waiting for who to guide them into the restoration of the ecosystem of River Ruizi.
Very, very right. He beats, the sounds of what you actually may want to hear. Who are those people that are willing to rhyme with community kind of attached programs or campaigns? That is where you actually may want to benchmark from. Now, the very last one, of course, is to help you paint the picture on the is it called adaptability by the local people here in terms of these campaigns when they come. Not organizations this time. The person, the local man, how are they picking it up? Like, really? So are some of these campaigns, supported by themselves? There's always, we're known for being arrogant. Mbarara City is known for having, arrogant kind of individuals. But how is it like when it comes to campaigns? Do we see the community, coming out to join?
Yeah. First of all, let us acknowledge the fact that sometimes a campaign needs to communicate to people. First of all, you need to first of all communicate the purpose. Because when people identify, they know your purpose, they identify with you.
Okay.
Now, in every community, of course, there are negative forces and positive forces, but always positive forces are the biggest. Yes, the negative forces, people will say, you people, you are just looking for money, or you people, but why are you concerned? Let everything go in its own. Those are very few, but many of them, as long as you engage them, you approach them in the right way, and say, please, there is this and this. Just to know, believe me, they are going to support your initiative. Okay. So, the way you approach any individual or group of people or in a community will define the response you get, including those people who are negative. Your choice of approach. If you're not aggressive, they won't be. If you're aggressive, okay, sometimes they will not be, they will be. But approach is very important when it comes to community engagement campaigns. Okay. Have a good approach. Approach people, talk to them nicely, help them understand your message, and they will help you execute your program.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. Very, very well put. It comes out of comments. One wants to understand whether something must change in terms of course, you've been organizing them. You should be able to see, but I guess we must really achieve this. Such and such a thing really needs to change somewhere. Could there be one or two?
One or two is the perception that comes with waste management. The carelessness has to change. People need to recognize that what you're doing has an impact. Every action has implications.
Can we generalize that at the level of campaigns, not
Yeah.
limited to only conservation?
At the level of campaigns,
Yes.
right? The way you need people, what you need people to change, first change it yourself.
Okay.
It should come from you. Like you should have vivid examples to show that this and this is done.
Okay.
So if you're telling people to be conscious of a certain thing, you should be practicing it.
Okay.
Or have been practicing it, because people are individuals learn by adaptation. The adaptability of me towards a certain behavior comes from the demonstration of another.
Okay.
For me to adapt to a certain behavior, I must have seen it.
Okay.
That's why we easily copy. Humans are known to copy and paste. So you copy what you're doing. I copy what you're doing and do it. If it is right, I'll do it right as well. If it is wrong, I may also do a wrong thing. So make sure, as an events manager or someone involved in campaigns, every kind of campaign, make sure you're walking the talk.
Okay.
To help others walk with you.
You're walking the talk to make sure other people actually walk with you. It's been a fruitful talk here, and trust me, in case you missed this, the beauty with this online media thing is actually that the content remains there forever. You could always come back and watch. You can forward this link to very many other people also to watch. Very, very important. But also, comrade, you would share your contacts at least for people who may actually want to get in touch.
Yeah.
But as you do that, perhaps you're going also to use the opportunity to summarize the Save Riverways concept a little bit, and then also share your contacts there. We should be able to end this just like that.
Gentlemen and ladies out there, I want to tell you that this is Miiro Sulaiman from Venice Project Chains and also Abahumza Development Group, together with Lato Milik and other partners like Mbara Corporate Club. We are engaged in the Save Riverways Marathon 2022 that will be held in Mbarara City here on the 30th of July 2022, which is next month. We are calling everyone to be part of this campaign, which is an awareness program to remind every abiding citizen, every human and individual who has a breath, to be conscious of their surrounding by not littering it, by not just disposing waste unnecessarily, by using the right networks, and being on a lookout of everyone. You are an ambassador of environmental conservation. Promote it, and your health will be the one promoted at the end of the day. The Save Riverways Marathon 2022 will be held in the Mbarara, and if you want to participate in it, please, you can reach me out on 0756 73 68 36. You can also go to www.abahumza.com to register for the marathon, and also all our contacts are there. If you want to send a message, if you want to send an email, everything is there. This is in regards to restoring the ecosystem of Riverways, which is the only water source that we have. Me and you have a responsibility to save our environment and inherit a better and healthy life and environment to the present and the next generation. You have a responsibility to take, so do I. But if we do all that we need to do, we have a better world. Thank you very much, and may God bless you.
Okay, thank you very much, and that's how we're going to be ending today's episode by one of the quotes in his office. What actually you're watching on the screen. The best way to predict the future is actually to create it, by Lincoln, I guess.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Till next Tuesday, Startup Talk. I'm Sankara Beruhanga, 8TV, empowering you.